if you have a big ambition and aggressive goals, you need to hold yourself accountable. So we want to share how far are we in our journey. We have accelerated 56 companies. We have made equity investments in 51. Our survival rate is 73%. And these companies have raised 43 million euro in funding. But what really matters is to look at the portfolio and see who is really scaling up. And scaling up measured in a VC way, meaning over 10x return on investment. You put a euro in, get 10 back or more. Next slide. This is what I didn't show this morning. In the last 6 months, since the last event, the last Excel day, these companies have raised significant amount of money. Unfortunately, I'm still doubting whether I should break a rule or not, but I'm super excited about Onera, but I cannot share the amount, and I won't. And the same on Sustainable, but I can tell you it is pretty significant. I mean, Sustainable investment raised to build a factory to turn PET waste plastic mixed with crystal into engineering stone. There's a pilot factory in Switzerland, and they now raised the funding to go full-scale production. So, one click mark. Clicker is obviously not working. We have something with clickers in this event. Way over 6 million in just 6 months. So what we see is the investment cycle and the speed is gaining momentum.
Research and developing with partners across Europe how to fulfill this need, and we filed 8 patents. And after this time, effort and energy, it gives me great pride to introduce you to our first product, Arion. Arion is bringing the coaching experience to the world of wearables. Ultra-thin, pressure-sensitive insoles slip neatly underneath your own insoles and connect you to your running technique in a way that's never been possible before. Our coaching breaks down running technique into easy, understandable exercises. Our runner focuses on one thing at a time, masters that thing before moving on to the next. And in this fashion, run by run, a runner can rebuild their running technique to avoid injury risks and improve performance.
So take that brilliant invention of the Dutch, the microscope, and make sure that it scans everything. Well, there's a good reason for that. If you take one image, you're looking at 3 megabytes. If you take an image of this whole thing, already you're going to the gigabyte area. If you would like to do that over time, like John does, then you're going into the hundreds of gigabytes. And then if you would like to do that for 2 weeks, you're in the terabytes. Now, there's no computer that you could buy on your desk that could do that type of processing. So basically what John wants is insane, and that's what all these microscope companies have realized. They're hardware companies, they're basically in this area. A couple of companies were a little bit smarter, a little bit better with data, and they're in that area. But what John wants, that's insane. That's the area of crazy people like us, who think they can find a solution for that. What do we see as a solution? Cloud computing and AI. So we set out on this quest to develop cloud-based microscopes, and we first stretched our muscles a bit, so we developed this little microscope that could go in the incubator, and that could work with your mobile phone, giving you all the data. That worked quite well. People liked it, and after a year we licensed it to a $4 billion company that's selling it across the globe. Then we said, no, spice it up a little bit, take something a little bit more interesting. So we took a new device, that we made a cell counting system based on a microscope, sent your data to the cloud, and we added AI to it, artificial intelligence. That went down pretty well. We licensed that to a $10 billion company last year. And then we felt comfortable to go out for a big system. So we developed a scanning system. A scanning system is a beautiful small system, goes into the incubator, and I think takes about 6,000 images in 5 minutes. That's ridiculous. That's against the speed of data acquisition for a USB-C cable. And then on top of that, we launched something that we call Google Maps for microscopy, that you can zoom in and zoom out. And on top of that, we added AI, so John can find the relevant data that he's looking for. Now I'm talking about we. This company was actually founded a couple of years ago, 5 years ago. We currently have 27 employees, 4 trainees, 5 shareholders. Hopefully by the end of the year, we're doing a little bit over 1.5 million. We think we can push this to a 30 million company in about 5 years.
Here as a proud member and co-founder of Eindhoven Medical Robotics. You might have heard Maarten Steinbuch talking about our company earlier today. We essentially bring the most promising research projects from the Technical University of Eindhoven and transform them into viable medical products. And we believe with that, we can make a new industry in medical robotics right here in Eindhoven. Today I will tell about our next product, which will compete with the #1 cause of death in the world, cardiovascular diseases. These diseases are actually revolutionized back in the 70s, at least the treatment, with the invention of the catheter. The catheter is essentially a thin tube with instruments on board that is inserted into the blood vessels and can treat these diseases from within the human body. Back in the 70s, these catheters were steered by manipulating at the base, which was mechanically transferred to the very tip. As the catheter is thin and long and complexly oriented in the body, it's very difficult to relate these movements at the base to displacement at the tip. Well, to me, it was an absolute shock to learn that in the hospitals today, as a standard in the procedures, they are still using this old 30 years old steering capabilities. Let me show you the future. Our catheter is remotely steered and has an electronic steering mechanism embedded in the tip. As a consequence, our catheter is smaller and can be operated from a distance. And this allows for more intuitive steering. We call this product ReCath, and it allows the surgeon to do his job without having to carry heavy X-ray protection suits, while at the same time reducing the procedure times with over an hour.
And every time they were down, they stepped up and kept on running. Ariel. Andy, come with me, let's go to Simon. Thanks, man. Good. Give him a big round. We're gonna wrap up. Few last things.